Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Vancouver Sevens. This one, Fiji taking on the USA. Now, both of these sides had moments in their first contest. Of course, Fiji, they well and truly had a good second half. They managed to win up against Uruguay 38 points to 12 after being down 12-0 after only a matter of minutes. Whereas for the USA, they had a last-minute thriller up against the Spanish where they just weren't quite able to get that last conversion, really, unfortunately, was all it came down to, losing 14 points to 12. But now this contest, I feel like both of these sides have a decent shot of being able to beat each other, but Fiji certainly do come in as the favourites. Looking through at the starting lineup, it will be Josefa Talatholo, Georgi Nasova, who did score himself a try in the last contest, Elikimi Vunaki, Jeremiah Matana, George Balsi, Felipe Satoranga, and also Waisia Nathungu. Then on the USA side, Will Chevalier, also Aaron Cummings, Peter Vai, Lucas the Camp, Adam Channel, Steve Thomasine, and Jack Wendling, the last man in the starting lineup. Not sure what's happening there on the field. It looked like there was a lot of wrestling going on between a lumberjack and I'm not sure what she was dressed as. She was in the onesie, but it's an interesting environment in the Vancouver Sevens, that is for sure. But we have got Mr. Billy Tosavetitoso and hope Fiji beat them, says Matthew. Yeah, an important game. Whoever wins this contest, well, I'll just say whoever wins this contest, if it's Fiji, they will be through to the quarterfinals, more than likely, unless something really drastic happens. But they will want to get themselves a big win here, just to build that confidence heading into the next match up against the Spanish, who have been the dark horse of pretty much every league they've been in, but they find themselves on the same amount of points as the Fijians on 48, and Argentina are also right up there on the 48 as well. Currently, Fiji, they are ranked first. USA are ranked 11th. This game only around 3 minutes away from kicking off. Looking through at the benches very quickly for these two sides. Sifo Mothanothangi, he is there off the bench rather than in the starting lineup. Toreo Vailawa, they've gone back to using him as a super sub. Sanila, Walangi, and also Vuiviwan Narovalo, the last man off the bench. Then for the USA, they've got Tupoola, Talapusi, Peter Seo, Brozell, and also Brozell, Ben and Jacob. The Brozell Bros, I guess you could say, coming off the bench for the USA. And hope Fiji beat them, says Matthew, and hope you had a feed, bro, says Matthew. I have had lunch, yes, but we've got a big day ahead of us. I haven't done the exact calculations just at the moment, but I do know we've got 3 matches of the Sevens, followed by 2 games of Super Rugby, followed by 1 match of the URC, followed by 2 matches of the Six Nations, and then I believe after that we've got about maybe 2 or 3 more games of the Sevens. Then we get about a 2 or 3 hour break, and then we're into the Sevens quarterfinals. So from now, I am going to more than likely be awake, or at least awake for a majority of the next about 26 hours. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. You'll be seeing a lot of me over the next 24-hour period. They are just showing the starting lineups. Lucas the Camp and Steve Thomasine as the co-captains, the experience alongside that young X-Factor in the camp who is just an absolutely phenomenal player. Danger no matter when that man gets the ball. And hopefully he does quite well in this match too, because USA, they will want that redemption. They're playing in Canada, which of course is very close to the US. And big day for you, bro, says Matthew. It certainly is. Yeah, hopefully we'll be awake for all of it. Now, Fiji making their way out of the tunnel. It looks like the snow machine is slightly broken compared to earlier. It doesn't look like anywhere near as much is coming out. Maybe that was from the players complaining. I don't know. It did look like it was annoying quite a few of them, though, the first time that they made their way out onto the field at BC Place. So a decent-sized crowd by the looks of it, as well as a few students. They mentioned now about 7,000 students were going to get the opportunity to watch these games live. And Tossa Hamish, let me get my coffee, and I'll be watching you, says Matthew, in there as well. But I would say one thing, and that is I do not recommend doing the same as myself. Like, in terms of have a few breaks, enjoy your sleep, and then we'll still be live when you wake up for the next day. or else then it's all well and good me being tired, but I don't want all you guys tired as well. I sound like a concerned parent, but now Fiji are going to be kicking off this one from right to left. And it is high from Felipe Satoranga, just trying to hang in the breeze a bit of a stadium roofed. So not a lot of breeze at all. And Tosa Hamish sees Brandon Game going off to the right-hand side here for the USA. Sides against the offload on the inside, and that is going to be actually just on the touchline by the looks of it. Channel flirting with danger. Does have 1 foot that goes out. Fiji now with the line out opportunity. They are around 40 metres out from their line, so relatively good attacking chance for the Fijians, who look like they are not in any hurry to take this line out, just trying to work out exactly what their tactic will be. It's going to be thrown in, stolen though by the USA, and it bounces up perfectly for Ngatungu. I think that was about as clean of a line out steal as we will see in a game of sevens, countered by the cleanest counter steal from Fiji. Now nice step from George Balsi. In fact, it's Georgie Nasova. 22 metres out. Back across to the left. Don't worry, I'll be wide awake. I love rugby in the sevens, says Matthew. And Jeremiah Matana inside ball to Josefa Talatholo. You can't miss a tackle on him. And unfortunately, the USA missed about 3 and he will score the try. The captain... Oh no, they've just said the captain Jeremiah Matana, but it is Josefa Talatholo. I think that was the Canadian commentator there, getting his Fijians confused. But Talatholo, of course, has had some captaincy of Fiji throughout the last couple years, but 5-0 now for the Flying Fijians. Exactly the start that they would have been after. And the kick does go over. Now making the score 7-0 for the Fijians. So they will be more than happy with the start, but they want to follow it up with multiple more tries. Keep on increasing that points differential. Lucas Camp lifted into the air by Channel. Now off to the left. Goes for the kick of mine from Steve Thomasino. I believe the winger was onside, and if he was, Wendling's going to have a good chance. In fact, it's Peter Vai who picks it up and finishes it. And the USA get the try. It looked like maybe Georgie Nasova in the process of sliding in there may have hurt himself trying to defend. And we have got there. Great start to the Fijians. Says Matthew there. Yeah, from their own 22, going for the kick. That was actually really well done by Peter Vai, who just sat there waiting for that kick to go through to then start sprinting. And then slams the ball down. Does very nicely. And the kick is unsuccessful from the USA. It's like weird in a good way, right? But we're hearing one of the commentators, I'm pretty sure, is like a football mainly commentator maybe, or maybe he does the MLR, but he's got that real American sound, which is almost, it's quite interesting with the fact that rugby, has been growing in the USA, and now, I don't know, it's kind of cool. In a way, some people probably don't like it, but I think it's quite unique. But now LeCamp trying to make his way through the gap. Now counter-ruck coming from the Fijians, and the penalty does go their way. Quick tap taken. On off to the right-hand side, Jeremiah Matana. Going now inside ball. That's going to be very hard to slow down Ilakimi Funaki. In fact, they won't even get close to him. And just waiting patiently to put this ball down. And now puts it on the ground. Just uses up those few extra valuable seconds to regain the stamina. Hoping a high-scoring game for both sides, says Matthew. And it does look like it is going to be the way that this one goes. And yeah, just another missed tackle. Actually was Steve Thomasin, but when you're trying to tackle these big Fijian blokes, it is extremely hard to stop them. Unless you got 2 legs wrapped up, more than likely they're busting through. But kick has gone over from Fiji, making it 14 points to 5. With only 2 minutes remaining in this first half. One of multiple games we are covering for the Sevens in this session. Wait, they've just said that it was Nathuku who scored the try. It wasn't, though. It was the big man Vunaki who did score. Natunu got the kick over, I think is what they're trying to say. But now going out wide, Peter Vai, he's got pace, but Talatholo manages to shut him down. But somehow, oh no, Cummings might have knocked that on. Yes, he does. Aaron Cummings went, me? Oh, okay. As if to say, you know, I thought I got away with that one. We're going to see the replay now. From this angle, we will see it. Oh, you know, he's a little unlucky there. He did kind of control it by putting it on the ground and then grabbed it with his other hand too. Fiji haven't won a cup final in Vancouver since 2018. Their second longest cup title drought. A long time. But now going off to the left-hand side. Fiji with 60 seconds remaining. That's a drop ball from George Balsey. Now USA in a good position on the field to be able to maybe create a bit of a counter-attack. I think everyone's waiting for those last 3 or so minutes in this game because that is when the damage is going to be done. It'll either be when Fiji run away with it or when the USA, after good work throughout the second half, have slowly made their way back into the match. The next game that we are doing, it is South Africa versus Ireland. That is going to be kicking off at 2:25 or so New Zealand time, so in about 35 minutes. And then straight after that, we've got a Trans-Tasman rivalry between New Zealand and Australia with a pick and go off the back air. Chevalier does get the try. And that is exactly what they needed at the end of the half. Chevalier just sneaks his way through, and then the missed tackle from Matana. This is a game that is going to be made from broken tackles by the looks of it. I think both sides, each time that the opposition have scored, they've missed at least 2. I see Michaela breaking records, says Novmum. And hopefully a high-scoring game for both sides, says Matthew there as well. But the United States, they are only down by 2, sitting 14 points to 12. A few people dressed as superheroes in the crowd. There's astronauts, there's all sorts of costumes for the Vancouver Sevens. They're just showing an ad for Super Rugby as well, and we are going to be covering the Hurricanes versus Fijian draw, as well as Highlanders versus Blues, so that is another 4 hours of the commentary schedule, followed by 6 more hours of rugby union. I don't know why I do it. Well, I do. We do have a lot of fun while doing them, but yeah, the sleep deprivation this weekend is going to be very real, I would say. The second half of this contest, not too far away. Josefa Talafolo scoring the first try for the Fijians. Lakimi Vunaki getting the second, then Peter Vai and Will Chevalier, whose name is not quite said like that, but he scored the last try of the half. Wouldn't mind doing it again in this next one. There's going to be a lot of food ads throughout the day, I would say. Already had our McDonald's one. There's going to be a KFC at some point, I'm sure. Probably during Super Rugby. Burger King might sneak in. Bit of Domino's, bit of Pizza Hut. We'll see how many places tick off. We got Up and Go. That's kind of a food, depending on how you look at it. Liquid food. But second half. Just about here. We are raring to go. 2 points difference between these two sides. It's going to be make or break for the USA. They need this win if they want to go far in the Vancouver Sevens. If Fiji win it, they will pretty much book their spot through to the quarterfinals. So, you know, someone's going to gain something big from this game. And the Fijians, of course, want it to be them. They have got possession at the moment. Josefa Talafolo going across to the left-hand side. Trying to sneak around Steve Thomasin. He's already missed a couple tackles today. I hope you got heaps of water for your commentaries for the next 24 hours, bro. Yeah, I've got my water bottle consistently refilling in between streams pretty much. But I would say we're going to have to consume a good 3 or 4 litres of water just to have a voice by the end of it. Watching from Fiji, and Fiji will win. So here's Noah. And it's going to be just a scrum or a penalty here. It's going to be the penalty in favour of Fiji. 20 metres or so out from their own line. Okay, so they're just saying there that the Fijians, 55, George Balsey, it sounds like he made a tackle. Oh, no, that's the sub, sorry. So, yeah, USA tackling in the air, but George Balsey making his way from the field, just to confuse everyone that little bit. Ready for the line out. This will be about 30 metres out from Fiji's line, so not a huge way up the field, but still pretty good position overall. And I think we've learnt one thing about Fiji throughout all these games that we've covered is it doesn't really matter where they are on the field. When they want to score, they find a way. 22 metres out from their own line now, passing it out wide. Quick stepping from Georgie Nasova. Goes back to Natongu. Getting wrestled backwards. Big fan from Tala. Tholo got rid of 2. Cummings having to try and win the foot race. He's not going to. Tala Tholo too quick for the US sprinters. And he goes in and gets the 3rd try of the match. Michaela Brake is a freak of nature. So here's Matthew. Josefa Tala Tholo. 2 tries in this match. 3 for this series, or this competition so far. Did manage to score up against Uruguay in the first match. And when he starts running, like his legs, he's just got too much of an advantage. I think is the best way of describing it. They are long. And they move very quickly. And now, going to make the score 19 points to 12. In fact, make that 21. Kick goes over. So extending it just that little bit more. And this is now what there's no such thing as a comfortable lead in sevens. But, like, anything more than 7 is a bonus. Fiji will win, says Noah. And they will, give it to Michaela. Says Novma. Now getting ready to kick this one off for the Fijians. They will look to to retain. Are you doing comedy for Blues versus Highlanders tonight? Comedy, as in like telling jokes during the match, I assume is what you're saying. Not that I know of. But we'll certainly be watching that game, doing a bit of, or unless that's commentary. Maybe that's commentary. Yes, we are. We are doing that game, as well as Fiji and draw versus the Hurricanes. But now out wide, Brazil. He's very close to the sideline, but still keeps the ball alive for the USA. Wide cut-out pass from Steve Thomas. Seen that one. It's drifted forward, so it will now be another chance for the Fijians near the halfway line. Unfortunately for Steve Thomas, he is extremely frustrated with himself. Certainly has been far from his best game, having handling errors and also missing the tackles. He is just swearing at everyone by the looks of it. Well, mainly himself. Right, sounds like another change is going to be made. Ilikimi Funaki will go off. And that is for Sivu Mothanothangi. The big man. I hope there won't be too many injuries in the Super Rugby tonight, says Matthew. Hopefully not. But unfortunately, the trend has been, 2 or 3 per team at the moment for the games. And yeah, that injury list has just got longer and longer throughout the opening round. Now getting close to the sideline. Georgie Nasova keeping the ball alive. Gives it off to Rio Vailawa. Off to the left again, Seville Mothanothangi. Fiji have another chance on attack here, stepping inwards. Tell you what, they're going to struggle to catch Felipe Satoranga, although it is a good shot coming in from behind to slow him down. Vuiviwa Nadovalo, another man who has made his way off the field. Rio Vailawa, Georgie Nasova. He's going to be maybe held up there. Yes, he is. Right, I believe that becomes a 5-metre scrum for the Fijians? Yes, it does. Oh, in fact, we've got a time off here. But yeah, so unlike Union, for Sevens, if you're held up over the line, you go back for the 5-metre scrum. It's one of the rules that they did get rid of from the rugby union side of things, which some people were not massively happy about. Action-packed day / night of rugby. Are you going to make it? Are you also doing the Lions versus Bulls game? We certainly are. So coming up on the channel, we've got 2 more games of the Sevens. Luckily, we've got a stoppage here, so we should be able to fit it all in. 2 more games of the Sevens, 2 games of Super Rugby, 1 game of the URC, 2 games of the Six Nations, 3 more games of the Sevens, then about a 3-hour break, and then about probably 3 or 4 more games of the Sevens. So it will take us through to about 26 hours time. So that's the plan. We'll see if it happens. It should. We've done it before, and we'll probably be stupid enough to do it again for an upcoming leg. But now, it's going to be fed in by Te Reo Vailawa. 2 minutes remaining in this contest. We in New Zealand played today. That last kick was bad, says PSG. Yeah, like they've had a few mistakes. Oh, great finish. Once again by the Fijians. And this time it is Vuiviwa Nadolvalu. One moment, I am about to sneeze. So we will quickly pause for a second while I can jump off camera. We are good. I don't think the hay fever will be playing up too much in this match, but that one has snuck in there. But a great finish from Vuiviwa Nadolvalu. Another try coming up, says Noah. And now 2 minutes left. And that one has gone short out to the right, but Fiji are up to 26 points on the board. They just continue to go from strength to strength. Now, nicely claimed in the air from Talapusi. Lucas the Camp. They're trying to get back into this contest. The USA, they need 3 tries in the next 90 seconds, but they can still get within the 7 to get a bonus point from this fixture. Aaron Cummings goes back across to Lucas the Camp, who's had a relatively quiet game. Thought the kick would at least go on target. Says PSG, yeah, every once in a while in the world of sevens, it just goes really wonky in terms of the kicks, unfortunately. Now still there. Oh, no, penalty goes the way of the Fijians. And Lucas the Camp, he's got the big surprise face on. The ref said his hands were on the floor, and just to make matters worse, Fiji are going to try and get a quick fire try here because they do currently have a 6-man USA in front of them. Now off to Sevo Mothenothangi, just taking his time, flicks it out to Georgie Nasova. I think Fiji have a pretty decent chance of being able to score one more. Oh, that's just brilliant work. Georgie Nasova, he acted like he was going to offload it, so the USA all let him go, and he said, okay, I'll just run it in then. 24 seconds remaining, and Fiji are just looking on fire for this competition. Hi all in Hamish, says Robert, welcome in. I mean game Fiji, and Fiji wins, go Fiji go. Yeah, now moving into their last game up against the Spanish, they are looking very dominant. Crowd are absolutely loving it, but the next game we are covering on the channel will be at about 2:25, somewhere around there on the next match, which will be South Africa versus Ireland, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one. Now, just a few seconds remaining in this contest. If Fiji can get the ball out, they will win this game. USA, though, in possession. Now off to the right-hand side, Talapusi passes, and there's the knock-on. Fiji look like they want one more try. Te Reo Vailawa once again found himself as one of the X-Factor changes. That looked like it was close to forward for the pass from Fiji. Nah, they'll boot it into touch. They've said we've had enough of that, and they will win this game 33 points to 12. A fantastic performance from the Flying Fijians. Now we have to wait, see how they go up against the Spanish, but they should have booked their spot through to the quarterfinals. Not sure who they will be facing yet, but of course, once we do know, we will let you know as well. So the next match, like I said, in about 20 minutes time. Then from there, we've got one straight after that, and then 2 games of Super Rugby. That'll be up until roughly midnight, like in terms of to our next live stream. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.